Our 20s are such a weird time in our lives. It seems like we're getting pulled in a million ways. We see so many paths forward and things that we want to do and accomplish. All the headlines, thumbnails, and posts tell us that our time is running out to pursue those dreams. To make matters worse, we constantly compare ourselves to who we see on social media, or even our friends and family in great jobs and seemingly perfect relationships. I think everyone gets to a point in their 20s where we ask ourselves, am I doing enough with my life, or am I falling behind? What's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about the feeling of falling behind, an experience that I'm all too familiar with, but also how to move forward. I know how much that feeling of, what am I doing with my life, sucks, but there are a few things that I learned to get my life back on track and feel better about my place in life. Leave a comment below. Are you feeling behind in life or stuck? And how did you overcome that feeling? We've all heard that cliche quote that comparison's the thief of joy, and that's good advice and all, but it's a hell of a lot easier to say than do. We can't just stop comparing our lives and selves to others just by thinking that idea into existence. I used to try, but it's just human nature to look at other people our age and compare ourselves, which has just made my mood and self worth even worse. But I've found that it's a lot easier to compare yourself to yourself. I saw this idea on TikTok a few years ago from a guy called Noel Diesel. He's just some fitness influencer. But his idea came from gym progress. Obviously, the online fitness community is full of comparisons. Everyone is competing to have the most ripped six pack, the biggest arms. It's all just visual stuff. His idea is just to take progress pictures of yourself and your gym progress month after month, and eventually year after year. I think I had been going to the gym a couple of years at this point, and I had been taking those cringy mirror selfies more or less the whole time. You can be sure those pictures will never see the light of day, though. I've never been a guy to post those gym progress pictures like that. Anyway, now I have a visual record of nearly every month since I started lifting, right there on my camera roll. Looking at the first picture side by side to one of the recent ones, I can now see a ton of noticeable progress. Yeah, I'm nowhere near as jacked as the influencers on social media, and those pictures are probably just edited anyway, but compared to myself a few years ago, I've made a night and day transformation. Looking at those pictures of my skinny kid past self next to now, I'm actually really proud of what I've accomplished, and I feel damn good about myself for it. That whole mindset there has kind of spread into other areas of my life too. I can just imagine my 15-year-old high school self sitting in front of me. I know everything about him. He was me. He's super shy, socially awkward, had no style, he sucked at sports, he's afraid of girls, and wasn't confident in himself. My first job was selling concessions for minimum wage, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to go to college. You can be sure he felt behind in life. There are plenty of people in his life that had much more figured out and had much better opportunities at his age. In that regard, nothing has changed. I'm still comparing myself to all others my age who I can't control any more than I could back then. But compared to the 15-year-old me, I've improved so much. I'm confident in myself and my abilities, got some style, I'm good at a few sports, I can make friends easily, and I've held long-term relationships. Still an introvert though. I'm years into college, I'm leading shifts at my job making $18 an hour, and I'm interning at huge companies. To some people's perspective, that's bragging. To others, that's nothing special. But it really doesn't matter. All that matters is how much I've grown and improved since I was living the life of my 15-year-old self. If he saw me now, he'd be beyond impressed. He'd probably be proud to see his future self and all that he'll accomplish. So yeah, I'll never have the most ripped physique, be a 21-year-old entrepreneur and millionaire, or have the best game with the ladies, even though a lot of guys my age certainly will accomplish that and more. But I don't care, and pretending to will almost certainly make me feel shitty about myself and get me nowhere. I would consider myself an ambitious guy, and like many of us, I want to accomplish many big things. I might start that business next year, or it might take me 10. I don't know. There will always be people who made it farther and started with less in every aspect of my life, just like it was when I was 15. And I accept that. We're all on different timelines anyway. Plus, if you want to think about it statistically, a lot of those guys that we see doing better than us might be miserable, and a bunch of those couples that you already see are just going to get divorced at some point anyway. I'm not talking down on anyone, you just gotta realize that all this external stuff we see doesn't always reflect the person inside. I don't know if any of this made sense to you guys, but to summarize, when I realized that I wasn't in a race with anyone but myself, I really stopped feeling behind. If my younger self could see where I'm at now, I think the little guy would be proud, and that's good enough for me. Maybe that helps some of you guys like me. If it did, feel free to drop a like or subscribe for more videos like this. Quick one today, but as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.